To another Bow Disciples video. So we are here at Morley. If you saw James's last video, you know he's focusing right now on proper draw. So I was one of those people who drew with my elbow down, and we backed my bow down to about 32 pounds, drawing from 50 originally, but that was maxed out. I could never do anything more than that, and even then it was bad form, and eventually I'd blow out my shoulder. So we're going to give you a little progress update today, kind of show you where we're at, and a little coaching lesson from James himself. So I'm not going to get too much more into it. You guys get to see it right now.
All right, guys, so like she said, when we had her redo her draw, number one thing she forgot to mention was she did get a personal trainer, Sophie, who's been in a video a couple videos ago, really focused on lifting and getting physically stronger, which is definitely going to help, especially when you're utilizing proper form. You want to also train properly, which she's been doing a great job of, along with the help of Sophie. So her bow we had down to 32 pounds. Part of the reason she got this Shockey Gen 2 was because this bow actually comes in 40-pound limbs. So we were able to get it down to the low 30s. And right now it's sitting about 36 pounds. And we're going to go ahead and crank her up to the max poundage. And we'll see how she does today. We're not entirely sure she'll be ready for it, but we're going to see. And that'll put her probably, I would guess, somewhere in the 42-pound range. We're just going to bury these all the way, and she'll give it a rip. So there it is. That's maxed out. And then on the Bowtech, it has these little locking bolts. So it's not only, this is of course still your poundage adjustment, but you got to loosen these on the side and then retighten them when you're done adjusting the draw poundage on any of the new Bowtechs, including the Shockey Gen 2. One thing really cool about this bow is a lot of female bows for a lot of years kind of omitted a lot of the stuff that made the men's bows so good, and this bow has all of it packed right in to the bow. So it's got all the same technology as my SR350, just in a smaller platform. Boom. So I like how you come straight to your anchor, get these hips under you, elbow back, find that crease, build that tension, find it, and pull through. Pull, 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 pull. There it is. Right in the plate station, pump station. Got that pump station merch, by the way, so bowdisciples.com. Free shipping is still going on, by the way, in the US. How'd that feel as far as the draw?
Stiff, I guess is a good word for it, but it doesn't feel hard. It just feels like a stiff pull. But again, a compliment to the bow is that I don't feel like there's this big break off of weight when it goes over the, what do you call it?
The hump.
The hump, yeah, that's what I call it. There's a better word for it, right? But I call it the hump.
Yeah, it's good.
And so once you get there, it's just when you're putting that pressure, pushing forward and pulling back, you really don't notice the weight at all. So I think I'm there.
Perfect.
No, that is wonderful.
Find that crease in your thumb, same spot every time, and then build that tension right to where you feel like it's about to break, and then just focus on pulling through with your back. There you go. So one thing she does really, really well that I want to point out that I showed in the other video, but you can really see it here, when she draws, it's literally just straight to the anchor. There's no movement, no secondary adjustment from here to here anymore. It's just to here, boom, ready to go, which saves a lot of time and a whole additional step, which is pretty nice. Perfect. Pull through it, the whole back. Pull. There you go. Are you able to, with this new draw form, would you say that you're able to shoot for longer until you start getting really fatigued versus the old way?
1,000%. There's no reasoning to give to it other than I have a much larger muscle group there than there is just in your shoulder. So, you know, it takes less time for your shoulder to wear out than it does a lat to wear out.
Find that crease, add that tension, and pull through at the back like you're doing a row. There it is. Pull through right here. What would you say is the number one benefit you've seen so far of switching the way you draw?
I don't know if I can go with one, but I could go with two. Number one is the one you've already pointed out. They're kind of in conjunction, I guess. Number one is how I come straight to that anchor point. There's no big movement, which again is also important when you're out there hunting and you're in the field, and whether it's a tree stand or stalking something, there's a lot less movement involved. So I'm not worried about having to, like I used to do, draw way up here with my elbow down. That's a lot of movement. I'm coming from here to here that I could alert something, and then I got to bring my bow back down. I got to bring my elbow up. There's a lot of movement for something to see. With that is how quickly I get there, obviously, straight to the anchor point. But the second one is, I personally think, the accuracy of my shots. I'm wasting less time with that weight on my my muscles, and so I get less tired and I can keep more accurate shots in the meantime. Squirrel.
Aside from just drawing properly, like I've been talking about these last two videos, like I said, you watch me draw, boom, very easy, and then it's right to my jaw, like I talked about. Another thing I want to mention too is I think it's really important when you choose a bow and draw weight to shoot that you can hold it for a long period of time, because when you're hunting, bow hunting, especially on the ground spot and stock, or even a tree stand or ground blind, can happen in any form of hunting, but a lot of times you find yourself in a draw, the animal's there, they stop behind a tree, and you have to sit there in a draw and wait for them to come out to make that shot. At our top of the hill 3D shoot that we did a couple weekends ago up in Julian, that was actually a shot on the course. Was you had to draw, 30-second timer started, you had to wait for the whole 30 seconds and then shoot your shot. And if you're pulling an amount of weight that's like right on the cusp of being too much, that's not going to work out there. So again, you want to find a poundage you could draw and just sit there and hold it. And this is how I like to hold it when I'm holding for a long time, just kind of get in the chest, and then when the time's up, just pull it up, pull it, put it in there. A lot of people, I think, draw too much poundage for what they really should be shooting, and that's a good way to go in your backyard and see if you really should be pulling that amount that you're pulling. I'd say at least 30 seconds, and see if you can shoot an accurate shot after sitting there in a draw for 30 seconds.
Just basically, the nibbles are all shot out at the target. So, yeah.
All right, 30 seconds on the clock. Two, one.
Got the credit card? Watch it. I'll pay for it now and I'll pay it off. I pulled the trigger.
Good. We're starting. I could feel it start to go a tiny bit, but as far as like feeling super fatigued, no. But we've also been building to this weight, so it's not like, oh, I just turned the bow up 4 pounds and, you know, magically could do it, or am struggling seriously to do it. So I think that's manageable. The goal is to get to 50 now.
Only shooting at 40 yards today. A lot of times I'll do that. I'll just pick a yardage and always shoot from there. So shooting good, feeling good. Love this bow, SR350. I really, really enjoy it. Super smooth draw. And I'm just able to repeat really well with this bow, which I always say repetition and being able to do the same thing over and over again is the most important part of archery, and we're able to do that.
You know what? Everybody keeps telling me that too.
And I hope you guys found value out of not only this video, but the last one, because the stuff we're talking about I think is super important if you want to be shooting for a long time and not just burn out. And basically, I think that's going to go ahead and wrap up today's video here at Morley Field. And we had a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and like I said, found value in it.
That's out of the way.
And if you haven't be sure to head over to the website, bowdisciples.com. Subscribe to the channel so you catch all the videos coming out. We're going to do 10 a month this year, at least that's the goal, and so far we're doing it. So thank you guys once again for watching. Let us know in the comment section down below what are some other video topics that you would like us to cover, and we'll get to them. Also stay tuned, because not this weekend but next weekend,
Small class, man, $10. It was like,
got some wild content coming, so I'm excited for it. Thank you guys. See you in the next one.
Wow, deputy.